Russian President Vladimir Putin arrives in India within a couple of hours from now. It'll be 2 days of a packed visit, which will have a lot of things to happen. It will have signaling to the Western world that India remains friends with Russians. The Russian President and Prime Minister Modi will be locked in a delegation-level talks tomorrow, December 5th, at the Hyderabad House along the India Gate. Putin arrives today and will be locked in a private dinner with Modi at Modi's residence at the Lok Kalyan Marg. Tomorrow, he will be hosted at the President's house, the Rashtrapati Bhavan. And first of all, he will be awarded a Guard of Honor. The three services will be presenting a Guard of Honor to the Russian President. The delegation talks happen after that, and Putin then goes for a state banquet with the Rashtrapati Bhavan before departing back. Now, this visit has multiple facets to it. The economic facet, the oil facet, and the defense facet, of course. India and Russia have been long-standing partners in field of defense. I'll start off these segments, first of all, from the economic part. India and Russia are looking at having a $100 billion trade by 2030. This trade needs that India expands its export basket to the Russian side. India's largest import from Russia at the moment is the crude oil which we are importing. Now, India wants pharmaceuticals, textiles, and fisheries to form a kind of basic export volume into the Russian market. It will be discussed and agreed upon with the Russian president when he arrives here today. The second part is the oil trade. Dmitry Peskov, the Kremlin spokesperson, 2 days ago told Indian journalists that Russia will continue with its crude oil supply to India. Russians are trying to work around the system of payments and also circumventing sanctions. Now, both sides do not agree with the sanctions imposed by the US and a few European countries. India has also flagged that India was being discriminated against in terms of sanctions. Since China is also buying that oil, it is not facing the punitive tariff from the Donald Trump administration in the US. Also, when the latest round of sanctions occurred last month, a German refinery was exempt from sanctions. Both Britain and US exempted the German refinery from processing Russian oil. So that means the Germans were allowed. So India has protested. This is kind of a discrimination against its own policies. Also, keep in mind, India does not agree with sanctions, unilateral sanctions. They are not UN sanctions. Keep that in mind. The third one, the important part, is the defense part. India is also talking, now I'm linking defense with space also. India is talking to Russia seeking faster deliveries of the pending supplies of the S-400 air defense missile system. 2 of those systems are pending. India is seeking that the Russia provides them quickly. India also has 270 Sukhoi fighter jets. It wants a new upgrade to the Sukhoi. For long, the discussion has been going on with the Russian side. It is expected to be discussed again between the Modi-Putin talks, and also today when Defense Minister Rajnath Singh meets his counterpart in a separate meeting at the Manekshaw Center in New Delhi. The other aspect of defense is that Russia has a plane called the Sukhoi 57, a 5th generation fighter jet. That plane, Russia has asked India if it wants, and a team from Russia had come to India and also shown interest in what kind of facilities exist at the Hindustan Aeronautics Limited, the public sector plane manufacturer. It will be discussed. It cannot be said that a deal is going to happen because both sides are keen that no deal is signed when 2 leaders meet. It will be discussed for sure. The Russians have said it will be discussed. So Sukhoi 57 is a 5th generation fighter jet. India is looking and is making its own 5th generation fighter jet called the Advanced Medium Combat Aircraft. But that plane is around 10 years away. To fill the gap, we will have to do something in between those 10 years. So probably the Russian option is being exercised or being looked at. Also, in the defense sector, there is a kind of a space defense management which we are looking at together. A new logistics supply agreement has been okayed or ratified by the Russian state lower house of the State Duma. That agreement allows Indian and Russian warships and planes to exchange fuel, rations and water at each other's bases and also use their maintenance facilities in air bases and in naval bases. India operates several common platforms with the that are of Russian origin. As Putin comes, defense will be for the first time, be on the back burner to say, because India is looking at the economic part of it. As I told at the start of this program, that India is looking to expand its exports, fisheries, textiles and other aspects which India wants Russia to open up the market for. Also, it will mean that Putin and Modi will have a new kind of a chemistry which we looked at in Western capitals. The West has been blaming India for helping Putin or being patient through the crude oil and helping the Russian war against Ukraine. India has said that Russia and Ukraine need to talk and arrive at a peace deal, which is at the moment being brokered. A US nominee went and met President Putin 2 days ago in Moscow. But as Putin arrives, things unfold. The entire world's media is looking at this event in New Delhi. I'm Ajay Banerjee from the Tribune's New Delhi Bureau. With me is Mukesh Agrawal, Tribune's photographer.